using the Fusion software. So to create this, first I need to select the plane. So here I will select the front plane and then I can extrude it on either directions. That is one method. Okay. And the other method is take this as the front plane, extrude in this, then we will see what best you can do. We will do that. That is also a possibility. Okay. First, I will go for a sketch. Click on this front plane. Okay. Then I want to draw a circle of diameter 60 and diameter 80. These two are the first thing what I need to do. So I will go for circle. I will say that this. I'll go for dimension 60 and 80. So I will take this as 80. Okay. I'll go for coincident. Select this point, center point of this to origin of this. Similarly, I will go for circle. Create one more. Go to dimension. Select this. Give the dimension as 60. And I want this to be concentric. You select this concentric circle with reference to this. So once you do that, now we have both the circles are concentric to each other. Then I need to construct this particular portion. Okay. So since I want to construct this portion, so here I will take the cross section. So here from the center, total distance gap is 6. So 3 on the top side, 3 on the bottom side. Similarly, 12 on this and 12 on this side. Okay. So first I will go for line. I will select this line and I will draw one horizontal line of any length, or I will take any length. Then I will just remove the dimensions for the time being. I will draw one more line. From here, I will draw one line of any size. Then again, I will go for line. I will select this and I will draw one more line. Okay. Then I want to give the dimension for this. So go to dimension, select between these two, give the dimension as 3. Because total distance is 6. So I will take it 3 on this side. So then, once I take this, now the next thing is I want to go for this edge, which is that edge that is 70 mm from the center. So I will draw one more line here. Select this and I will draw one more line of any dimension. Go to dimension, select the center of the circle to this, give the distance as 70. Okay. Now, the next thing is I want to draw one more line from here to here. Similarly, I want to draw one more line. Which are all these two lines? Those two lines are here. If you see here, this is when you look from here, this is the line which is 12 mm from this line. And similarly, 12 mm on this line. So I will just go for dimension, select between these two, give the dimension as 12 on this side. Similarly, give the dimension from here to here as 12 mm. Okay. Once you do that, now all the dimensions are given. The next thing is which are all the things which you don't want, you remove it. I will go for trim, select this end and this end. Similarly on this end and this end. Okay. Then I want to remove these two here. So this is the external portion. So that is what we have done. So I have removed from here. Now I want to take it inside. Okay. And also this one I want to remove. So I'll go for trim. Okay. Select this and you select this. And similarly, you select between these two. Once you do that, now you remove the center line. It is not required for us. Okay. Then I want to trim this portion here. Similarly, I want to trim this portion and this portion and this portion and this portion. So all the constraint, all the things have been removed. Now I will go for dimensions and you just enable these dimensions. So you just go to select and you keep it here and you keep it on this side. Then I want this is 12 and this is 12 and then I want to take this dimension. So I will just go for fit, go to fit, and you go for selection. So you take this and keep it here. Then you want to create this dimension here. So I will go for dimension between this and this. You give it a 6 mm dimension. Enter. Okay. So this is the actual profile what we have created. So the first thing what you need to do is you have to create like this. Okay. I will remove the constraints so that you will be able to clearly see the dimensions. So this is what your modeling is required. So this is the one what you have created, 60 mm diameter, 80 mm diameter, and from here to here, from the center it is 70. So from here it is 70. Then you come down to this 6 and this 12 and this 12. So you can see this 6, 12 and 12. So once you do that, now you go for the finish sketch. Once you go for the finish sketch and go for 3 dimension. Now, what is the total length of this? It is 70. So I will go for extrude, select this entire profile and give the distance as 7 and click on OK. So now we have this thing what we have done. The next thing is I want to create this one. Okay, this fillet. So what is the radius? 5. So here I will go for fillet. Okay, then you take it down this side. You take this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge. Give the radius as 5 and click on OK. So all the 4 sides, the edge filleting is over. Then I want to create this section. So if you want to create this section, so the one way is you take it to the front plane here and then do it. That is not possible. That is basically because I have to take it from the right. If you want to take it from the right, you don't know where exactly that point will be. Or one way is you just measure that and take the offset plane and then do it. This is one method. Or else what I can do is I will create from the front view, and instead of taking as the fillet radius, I will take this as the rectangle. See how it will going to be done. Now I will go to the sketch. So I'll go for the sketch, click on the front plane on this one. So now the first thing is I want to create that line. That is the center line first. I will go for line. You select this point and I will draw one vertical line of any length. The next thing is I want to draw this extreme line. So what is the extreme line? That is the extreme line is from the center to this center of the hole is 80. And then from center of the hole, you have the radius of 25. So 80 plus 25, it is 105. So what I will do, I will draw a line of any length here first. Then I will go for dimension, select this line and take this center of this, select dimension, you select this one and you take this edge and give 105, 80 plus 25, okay. Once you do that, now I'll go for project, click on body, click on this and say OK. So we have created the entire object like this. Okay. Now that I have removed this, disabled this body so that I can be able to exactly locate the points. Okay. So now I want to take this line. So what is that line? From the center, I have taken this center line. That is when you look from here, this is the one which I have taken. So 15 plus 7.5. So that is 22.5. So I will going to draw a line, any line from here onto this point. Okay. Then I will go for dimension, select between these two and give the dimension as 15 plus 7.5. It is 22.5. Similarly, I want to draw one more line here of any size. Okay. Of any length. Okay. Then I will give dimension between this one and this. It is 22.5. Okay. Then I want to keep this segment, this one onto this origin. Okay. So once you do that, now we have this cross section is completed. Now I'll go for trim. Select this and you select this and you select this and you select this. Okay. Then I want to go for selection and you remove this center line. It is not required for the time being. Okay. So once you do that, now everything is completed. Then go to the this one as the one which is being considered. Okay. Now, if you want, I will go for the vertical line, and similarly, I want to go for this vertical line. And okay, now I want this coincident, this point onto this line, and similarly coincident this point onto this line. So now the question is, it is trying to take it out. So this is the one which is creating a problem. Why? That is because I have removed the constraint there. Okay. So that is the reason. I will go for dimension. I will go for dimension, select this point and this line. So here, yeah, I will go for dimension, select this and this point. I will give 25, 22.5. Okay. Now, similarly, I will go for dimension. Sorry, take this as 22.5. Okay. Then similarly, I will go for dimension. Select this one and give the dimension as 45. Enter. So now everything is totally constrained because I have removed the center line. That is the reason. Okay. Then I will just go for the finish sketch. So now we have this entire thing. Now I want to take this. So this will be, so total depth is 50 because the radius is 25 and the total length is 70. So from here it is 10 and from the other side is also 10. So what I will do, I will go for extrude, select this profile and go to the profile and take the offset. So since it is in this direction, so the offset is minus 10. Then from there, how much is the distance? Minus 50. So you will get minus 50 here. So if you go to the right view and you can see from here to here it is 10 and also from here to here it is 10. Okay. Then join, click on OK, then go to 3D. Okay. So after this, what you can do is, now I want to give the radius here. What is the radius? It is 25. So I will go for fillet. Then click on this edge and also on, sorry, I will go for fillet. Select on this edge and also on this edge and give the radius as 25. That is basically because when we are viewing from this direction, you can be able to see the radius. That is from the right view. So from the right view, if you see, you should be able to see the radius. So which is the edge I need to consider? The edge which is aligned to that. So that was the edge. So that is the reason why I have selected that edge and say click on OK. Then I want to get this slot done here. What is the slot? The slot is I want to take 15 mm and what is the depth from the hole, that is from the center of this, it is 30. So 30 plus 25 means 55 and the dimension is 15. So to do that, I will go for a sketch. One way is I will take this sketch here. Okay. Now I will create a rectangle. Okay. I'll go for project, select on this and click on OK. Now I'll go for rectangle, select some arbitrary point and create the rectangle. Okay. Then I want to give the dimension from here to here. So that dimension is 55. 30 plus 25. Okay. Now since it is still, it is on this stage, so I will take it out. Then the next thing is, I want to give 15 and 15 here. Okay. I'll go for dimension, select between these two, give the dimension as 15 on this side. Similarly, I want to give the dimension from here to here, it is also 15. Okay, once you do that, now everything is completed here. Now you go for finish sketch and go to 3D. Okay, and go to extrude. Select on this and also you select this one. And what is the distance? You want distance is through all. I want to flip it in this direction and say OK. So it will cut. Okay. So once you do that, now that portion is completed. Now I want to create the hole here. So to create the hole, I will go for hole, select on this one, on this face. What is the dimension of the hole? The dimension of the hole is 22 holes. That is on this side and also on this side. Okay. So to do that, I will go for distance. I will take through all. Okay. Then what is the diameter? It is 20. Since it is I want to go for the concentric, you just click on this concentric. So automatically it will going to adjust that. And then you just click on OK. So now the hole is also done. So the hole is done on this side and as well as on this side. So the next thing is I want to create this rib. So to create this rib, what I will do? So my plane is at this point. See, my plane, if you go to the origin and if you try to take it from the right view, the plane is at this point. But I want the plane to be created here, which is at the center. Because from there, I need to select this line. I want to draw that line. So to do that, so what I will do, I will go for construct, go for mid plane. Select on this surface and also on this surface. Okay, select on this surface. Automatically, between these two, it will go into select the mid plane. Okay, or else you go for the offset and give the offset plane and give the distance as 35. That also can be done. So since I don't want to calculate anything, so that is the reason why I have used this option. So mid-plane geometry I have selected and click on OK. Now you remove origin. So we have the construction plane. Now I will go for sketch. Click on this plane to select. Go for sketch. Yeah. Now once you do that, now I will go for project. Select the body, entire body and click on OK and I will remove body now. Okay. So once you do that, now we have the entire entities on that particular cross section. I will go for line. I will select some point and then I will go and join this. So then what is the dimension from here to here? From this hole it is 20 and also from here it is 25. I can't get the hole here. So I will start from the top plane. So I will go for this line to this point and I will give the dimension as 20 plus 25, it is 45. So I will give the dimension as 45. Okay, and enter. Now everything is been complete because the other edge is already there. Sorry, the other edge is on this point. So naturally it will go to that. So I'll go for the finish sketch and then go to bodies, then come down here and then go for extrude, select this profile and I want to take it symmetric. Then total hole length, it should be 6 mm. So you give 6 on either side total. Then click on OK. So now we have this entire portion. Okay. Now if you look at from this side also, so that rib has been constructed. So once you do that, now I want to create this holes here. So what is the hole? 10 diameter, 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the bottom. Okay. So I will go for 3 dimension. I will go for hole. Now I will select on this face. Okay. So what is the diameter of that? The diameter of that is 10. So I will come down to 10 diameter. Okay. Then the distance is through R. Okay. Then I want to give the dimension here. The dimension is from this face, it is 15. So I will just select this face. Go to reference, you select this face and give the dimension as 15. Okay. Then I want to give the dimension from here. So center to center it is 40. Okay. But if you take total distance is 70. So 70 minus 40 is how much? It is 30. When you divide on this side 15 and on this side this 15. So I will take this edge and similarly I want to select this edge as the reference and I will take 15. Enter. Okay. Now the hole is created from both from the top surface and as well as in the bottom surface. So how many holes are there? Now it has become 2 holes. Then what I will do, I will just go for create, go to mirror. Then I don't go to the bodies. I will click on the feature, click on this feature. Now I will come down to the construction and enable that construction plane. Then you select the mirror plane as this plane and it will comes on the other side. Click on OK. So now we have created all the features on this particular model. Okay. So we have created everything. So this is how you can be able to create the model. Then I will go to the construction and I will remove it and go for appearance and go to mirror, paint, then go to glossy, then click whichever the color you want, you just take this color, drag it and place it onto this model and say close. So this is how you will be able to create this particular model by using the Fusion software. Thank you.